Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to Aunt and Andrew. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Aunt.
And what do we do?
We talk about everything.
Bravo. Well, we like to start with Bravo, but we talk about everything. And our theme right now is family is everything.
Until it's not.
Yes, because everything on Bravo right now is the breaking up of family. So let's get started with New Jersey.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a very boring week.
It sort of was a boring week in New Jersey.
Very.
But you know what? There were some things I liked. I liked that Paulie needs a new heart.
That's funny.
It was. I liked that Dolores fell and her artificial Brazilian butt lift kept her from hurting her tailbone. I mean, we found out a lot this episode. Yeah. I think the biggest thing we found out this episode is two women on the show who are as traditional as can be, both went to therapy.
Who? Dolores?
No.
And Teresa.
Teresa and Jennifer. Both are hardcore.
Jennifer's not really hardcore.
Jennifer's hardcore a Turkish girl. Yeah. With her family and their culture and the whole bit. They don't go to therapy. Italian girls don't go to therapy. It was sort of interesting, but they both decided they needed to go to therapy.
Yeah, I think they also realized that like the show, like it's just they also want to just do it for the show.
Of course, it's all show related. Of course,
but
it's
I'm
all
just saying,
show
like,
related, you know?
Like, I don't see them doing, I don't know. Jackie needs to go.
Jackie needs to go. I can't take her one more time. The idea
her husband can stay.
The idea that she had a baseball jersey, it's just ready to make me crazy. Okay.
Her husband can stay. I like him.
I mean, I don't care about Evan either. I don't care about either one of them. Why what?
What Evan ever do to you?
He didn't do anything, but he doesn't really say anything either. He's just another little army member for Joe Gorga. That's why I want him out of there. Just like, you know what? Somebody needs to tell Frank Catania that he's become Joe Gorga's bitch. Okay. And that's the truth. Somebody needs to tell him that. Because Frank's all, Joe, Teresa, shut up.
I think Bravo's dropping crumbs that the Gorgas are on their way out.
Well, we could get to that with Watch What Happens Live.
But it's important to say now because I thought that it was interesting when you really break down the scene when Teresa's like, I think Joe and Melissa are trying to keep the kids away and separate us. It's it's highly edited. They definitely took like they took different parts of that baseball game and pieced it together to make it look a lot more dramatic than it was. Because when you see them all interacting, even with Joe Gorga that day, like when they were interacting, everyone was laughing. Teresa, the kids,
everybody was having a good time. They're editing it for drama. Yeah,
but what I'll say
by far
that, but I think that that's something to look at. It's like, it's kind of Bravo saying, well, that's what Bravo wants. That's why they're editing.
Yeah.
It.
Well, so they want discourse.
Exactly. So what I'm trying to say is like, that's, I hope the viewers see that they like, this isn't people thinking Teresa's not being an asshole to Melissa at all.
No, I don't think so at all.
If you watch it carefully, Bravo is editing it that way, which makes me feel as if they are trying to push the Gorgas out.
Well, they also showed that Joe didn't come to the housewarming and Antonia didn't go to the Sweet 16. But history is repeating itself because Nona didn't talk to Kathy's mom for how many years? 20 years? How long did they say? 6 years they didn't talk or whatever it was, 20, I don't know. Whatever it was, over $200. I don't know if it was 20 years or $200.
Who's Kathy?
Kathy Wakili.
I know, but who's Kathy?
And her sister Rosie. Yeah, them. So they have the same problem. Teresa's mom, Teresa's father,
I know.
And them, they didn't talk either. So now they're repeating it,
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just kind of what it went. The show has gotten very toxic for me, though.
What do you mean?
It's toxic.
I love Danielle.
I love Danielle. I love Danielle. She's authentic. She was a queen with her outfit on Watch What Happens Live. She was like, I'm going on Watch What Happens Live and I'm going to look like a queen. She was great. She's spontaneous. This will be her best year though, because their first year is always their best year. Then they watch themselves and they get critical and they start to tiptoe and then they're not as authentic. She doesn't know what she got herself into yet. And when she watches it back, I
don't know, because she's already watched back 4 episodes and she was on Watch What Happens Live last night.
Yeah, but we haven't seen the rest of the episodes.
I think Jennifer's, or I think Danielle's good.
Yeah, I think she's good, but everybody, the first season is their best. It just is. It's their most authentic. How's that?
Yeah.
After that, it all cuts to get scripted and weird. And I want to say Joe Gorga, I think his problem with Louis is he's shorter than him, but then everybody's shorter than him. Even Jennifer was talking about how short Joe Gorga is.
I just find the whole thing to be just very odd. You can see that Louis is very much like wanting to be friends with people. He brings his kids around.
He's socially awkward though, too.
He is a little bit.
He is socially awkward.
I don't think that Louis is socially awkward. I think Louis is awkward in front of the cameras.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's it.
Because I can't imagine Teresa.
He hasn't been able to build that wall. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that could be.
And I think that that's hard to do. I think that takes time. His son, both of his kids, I feel like they're okay with the cameras. I think Louis is the one that's like, even his son with autism, he's good with the camera, but I mean, he's very rarely on. And then his other son seems just as good as the Judice girls with the camera.
The new brother-in-law.
Oh, they love him. It seems very Cruel Intentions.
Yes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think
it's interesting. I think it's a spin-off in the making.
It could be. It could be. And every single episode they're focusing on poor Rachel's nose. I mean, they won't let it go. Even this time, as soon as they talked about noses, when Melissa said, "Oh, I don't want to bust my nose," they showed her nose again. They are totally shading her with her nose. And then it was funny that Danielle said, "Oh, she's really very pretty in real life."
That's so funny.
It's like she's not coming off good.
That wasn't a good statement.
But please, Jackie needs to leave. She's
gone. So
I can't take it anymore. But I saw this week that she has a book deal about her weight loss journey with some big publisher like Simon and Schuster or something.
Well, she was a writer.
Oh yeah, writer. She was a lawyer too.
Yeah. So she's gonna be like Ebony K. Williams. She is, bet on black.
What are your feelings on the Aidens in their marriage? Is it really in trouble, or is it's all for TV?
All for TV.
Okay, all for TV.
Jennifer's too intense and like crazy theatrical about it. I'm not saying they didn't have the issues that Jennifer's brought to the surface, but I think that those were issues that Bill probably didn't know were happening. Like he didn't realize that he was causing her to have certain different things happen. And I think that he loves her, and I think they were easy fixes, but I think that they're riding the storyline to try to, keep it going. And I also think the reason why I know that is that she's too theatrical and crazy, and he's way too laugh it off, go with the flow. He has a customer base, a lot of women. They wouldn't like him if he was like an arrogant person like that. He's not Lenny from Miami.
Yeah. The only thing I need to see personally in this show is I need Margaret to pay for her crimes.
What do you mean by that?
She exposed their marriage issues, which
but I feel like that's been brought to the surface, and
but she didn't pay for it.
Well, what does she have to pay for?
Well, if anybody else had done that and exposed Margaret's issues,
Margaret would have killed them.
We would have killed them.
So the other people
and I
need
don't
to
think
level
like
up.
Margaret has really paid for it. It's.
I'm not a Jennifer Aiden fan. Sorry.
I know that.
She needs to level up. She could go harder on Margaret. I challenge Jennifer to go harder on
Margaret crossed a line that she should never have crossed.
I agree with you, but I think the only person
but I don't think she paid for it. I don't think
the only person that can put her in her place that is Jennifer Aiden, and she needs to level up to do it.
Well, they go after each other pretty hard. I'll tell you that. They go after each other pretty darn hard.
Not hard enough.
Yeah, well, they're building to the wedding.
Well,
And they're dragging it out. Now, each episode could be a little slow because they're making the season as long as possible.
Listen,
because it's gonna build. That's
they're
what I
slow
think.
because Vanderpump is so fast.
Oh, well,
So
that's
let's
true.
transition
Just
now.
let's go to Vanderpump.
That's why it's slow.
because
They're probably not boring. They're probably not boring right now, Jersey, but because Vanderpump is so intense.
the next night, Vanderpump is just more than I can handle right now because it's never been this good. And it's in its 10th season.
Raquel, and the fact that she has listen, the only thing I'm going to ever say about poor Rachel, okay, is
I was going to say, could we call her Rachel?
Rachel.
That was the name she put down on her SIR application.
Exactly, but let me tell you,
Rachel.
The only thing that I feel bad for about this girl is that she has to watch back what we're all watching.
Oh,
she looks horrible. I am telling you, the fact that she is publicly going out there and talking that way to Lala about cheating on your friends, and it's like, while this is about to go on, when she was driving from Vegas to the lake house, she had a panic attack.
She did have a panic attack.
They kept talking about Ariana. They kept talking about friends. She kept and they literally kept saying, "You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. You'll get through it. You can do it. You'll get." And then she thought, "No, I can't." Because if you guys ever knew what I was going through,
I don't think that they, well, that's the thing. They were talking about it last night and they hadn't started their relationship at that time yet.
Katie said that it's the gray area.
Yes, but I don't believe it was the time yet.
I do. The way that Tom got up from that couch. Are you high, Alex McCord? Are you smoking crack?
No, so you think it had already started?
Yeah, the way that Tom Sandoval,
just the way he greeted her.
Oh my God, he jumped up. It was like,
and he had the lightning bolt on. But like Katie said, he's been wearing the lightning bolt forever. It's when she starts wearing the lightning bolt. I know that they said was in about October, and in November she was at some concert they show. In the front row, like total fan, worse than Mikhail Sean is at a Journey concert on Neil.
So funny. Oh my God. Mikhail Salahi.
Yeah. I don't even know what the heck her name is.
Remember Mikhail Salahi?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
We could do a whole
correspondent.
We could do a whole podcast on Journey drama. No, Journey drama with the Housewives.
I even made out with a 45-year-old woman at the Journey concert when I was 17 or 18 when I was in high school.
You did?
Yeah, in exchange for a beer.
Oh.
And she was like mid 40s. No joke. It was
she a good kisser?
I don't really remember that part. I ended up crying and getting into a fight.
It out?
Yeah. But anyway, so I will
say
that's
desperate. You were desperate for a beer.
Hell yeah. I was in the final stages.
You know what I think is interesting is in Pump Rules, how much, and we'll get to all the other stuff, how much Scheana is trying to help Schwartz get over Katie.
I know.
But then Scheana was the one that really punched out Raquel when this all came down.
And that Katie said last night that she and Scheana are getting along for Ariana. But could you imagine, like, okay, last week might have been okay, but then after watching this episode, I feel like it's going to be hard for Katie to even they're going to have to take shifts. It's going to be like a nurse's schedule.
Yeah. It's going to be a nurse's schedule. You're absolutely right. I agree with you.
They're going to have to flop.
But I thought it was interesting that she is helping Schwartz, and yet she was the one that went right after Raquel and pushed her up against the wall and everything. Now, listen, is Raquel dumb or crazy like a fox? That's what we need to establish, because I can't figure it out now, because the way she said, well, they told me not to put aluminum in the microwave.
That was drunk. But
nobody would say that.
Okay,
they
but
told me,
let's start with someone a little easier.
The whole bit. But when Katie said that she's only interested in friends' husbands or men who are available, like ding, 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 ding. The
Yeah,
dings went off.
but
And
I'll
then
also-
what she said to Lala, I'm sorry, it was good. I mean, I went, but it was good. Just the way she said it.
I liked how Lala goes, I feel the old Lala coming back into
Well,
me.
she's been gangster for a few weeks now.
Yeah, people
for a
don't
while.
love it, but I need to make something very clear.
I'm not crazy about how she's, I think Lala is using a lot of her own misery and she's projecting it on everybody
You
else.
guys are all nuts. Like all of you and everyone on Twitter. First and foremost, people need to remember a lot, and I only know this from my own personal perspective.
Okay.
Lala overcame something massive in her life. She did something really, really hard that
She
no
gave up
one on her
drinking.
cast has been able to do.
No one.
And
right.
And
no
she
one
has, and I think this whole idea, because on Twitter, what people keep saying is how big of a hypocrite she is for like this.
She
that, and
is a
everything else.
hypocrite. She is a
She's
hypocrite.
not a
though.
hypocrite because she used to drink. She doesn't drink anymore.
No, she's a
Hold that-
hypocrite because she was sleeping with all kinds of guys
when she
before.
drank.
Oh, so now
She just has a different perspective, and you can't take away her opinions in a sober mind just because of her past.
Oh,
That's not
okay. So
fair.
you're saying what she did when she was drunk can't be used against her now that she's sober. She has a different perspective, and that's her current truth.
I think that if the people she hurt can always be hurt by her, and
Right.
they can do that. But I think that people that just want to like look at what she's saying now after years of not using substance, like that just met her and they didn't know her then, they have absolutely no right to be judging her from then. I'm not saying if she was 3 months sober, different ball game. She's 3 years, 4 years, whatever it is. Like
Right.
it's time. Like, and that's, but I get what people say that like, if she was saying like, I don't know who would do that, but she's saying, do you do this when you drink or what? Like that was one of her questions. And the reason
Right.
why she was asking that is because she knows that maybe she did that when she drank, but she knows now not drinking that she doesn't do that when she's sober.
Right. But Raquel did come the next morning and say, I think I should apologize to you. Oh, wow. I'm sorry. And then Raquel did have a panic attack in the car. And Katie and her still came after her.
I think producers told them to go after her at dinner again. I can guarantee it. They all felt too bad for her on that drive.
That's what, but no matter what the producers say, they have to accept responsibility. They followed through with what the producers said, and they came off looking really bad, I thought.
I hate Charli.
Charli?
She sucks.
I thought you were going to say Christina Kelly with her lip gloss, her lip balm. It's not gloss, it's balm. That's what they said. Charli was saying, oh,
Charli is a server at Sir.
I know,
and,
but I don't know what the balm is.
And Christina Kelly has her own lip balm brand.
Oh, it's her own balm.
Yes.
Oh, I thought she was just doing
and she
Instagram.
promotes it all the time, like Bethany
Oh.
did, driving around a skinny girl car. Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that. Smart.
And she doesn't whore it out on the show, and that's why I like her now. And I would buy her brand if I liked it. Like if it was
Well,
for men. I don't
Christina
know.
Kelly, I love
I would buy it
juicy, soft lips. So if you're out there listening to this, I'd love a little tube.
But what I'm saying is that you would think about it. She didn't whore her brand out on TV. I like
No,
that.
she didn't. She didn't even mention her lip balm.
Charli gave her a full commercial.
She did. She did. She should be happy. She's probably pissed, but if she thought about it, she should be happy
Mhm.
about it. But Lala is too gangster for me right now.
I think that Lala has a very, very, very hard situation because did she sleep with Randall when he was married? Yes.
Yes.
Randall was running a casting couch, sleeping with
He
multiple,
slept with everybody. Right.
while
She
he was
wasn't
with
the
Lala.
only one.
So
Right.
I don't fault her for not thinking that she did anything wrong between her and Randall because of what Randall's done to her. It completely
Yeah, it
outweighs.
does. No, it's not the same, but it comes off. But when, I said, I don't understand why they're all so upset because Ariana went down on Lala going to Coachella, but I was corrected by someone and they told me it was actually Lala who went down on Ariana as Tom was driving.
Oh, that's
So
kind of nasty.
I'm just saying. So I think they're all really messy. And Lala was sleeping with James when he was with Raquel, and Jax was doing Kristen when Tom was in the other room. And there's a whole litmus of who slept with who. So that's why I don't care about who slept with who. I just love it all. And people are blaming, Teddy Mellencamp on her podcast.
Oh, I like
said that Lisa Vanderpump planned all this, just like she did the dog. I'm going to go on record right now that Lisa Vanderpump did nothing with that dog. To the day I die, it was Dorit's problem with that dog. So Teddy Mellencamp going after Lisa Vanderpump again is ridiculous.
Well,
I don't. And listen, if Lisa Vanderpump planned all of this that's going down, that everybody is talking about it, it's in the TMZ and the gossip pages every single day. If she did it,
then Kris Jenner better watch her day job.
She's brilliant.
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to say.
Kris Jenner
then
better
she's
watch
brilliant.
her day job.
Yeah, yes. Then she's brilliant. So I give her a lot of credit. If Lisa Vanderpump planned this, she's a mastermind and
Like
should
Kris
be
Jenner.
writing. Yeah, Kris Jenner's. Like her or hate the Kardashians, you got to give her credit for what she's done with her girls. Mastermind. Yeah. Strategic mastermind. Yeah.
And it wouldn't be like Lisa doing this, because that was like real dirty. And let's like make the record straight. Kris Jenner did not release Kim's sex tape. She just reacted really well after it got out there. But no mother would ever do that to a child.
I don't know. She did. I saw the episode where she took Kim to Hugh Hefner's.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There's a difference
Playboy.
between doing Playboy and even then a sex tape. That's a whole other subject matter. Okay. So,
okay. Is Playboy even still around?
I don't know. I think Hugh died and it lost its soul.
I think it lost its soul. He was a pervert. It's probably competes with OnlyFans, or is it fans only?
It's OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. I get them mixed up all the time. If I'm ever on OnlyFans, shoot me.
Oh God. Okay. So
what people will do for 75 cents.
I thought that Katie was great last night on Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah, she was good.
You liked her for once.
I think that she is in a good place.
She handled herself really well, I thought too. I liked how she was like, we're not really talking right now. We're taking a friend break. So I didn't call him because like, I don't care if you're fighting with someone or not. That usually is a call that you make. I think she also probably knows that Schwartz knew for a long time. And she doesn't want to know. I think that Katie doesn't want to know.
She said that she knew. She suspected.
She suspected, but I think she doesn't really want to even acknowledge it with him, like how long he's known. Like, because it's very sad. But I also think that like,
well, he didn't have to share it with her.
He didn't,
but I think married.
No, I hate to say this. I think that everyone needs to put their shoe on the other person's foot. If Katie had known that Ariana was cheating with James Kennedy, she would not be the one to say it.
No.
She wouldn't. No. She probably would feel very uncomfortable and probably would have had a conscience to say to Ariana, like, you can't let this happen with me knowing. I don't want to be the only one that knows. Like, you got to figure this out. Far more than Tom probably did with Schwartz. But also, you said it before that Frank's becoming Joe Gorga's little bitch. Tom Schwartz is Tom Sandoval's little bitch.
Oh, but he has been for season after season.
Mm-hmm.
He has been for a long, long time. He has been for a long time. I mean, and I didn't check to see if I could get a reservation at Sandy and Schwartz and Sandy's tonight. I'd love to know. Have they gone belly up yet? And I'm thinking to myself, it's even more interesting that they're talking about Lisa trying to buy them out of Tom Tom, and they're saying, oh, well, what happens if our own restaurant doesn't work out? And we're seeing right now that their own restaurants is
Katie made me laugh
attacked.
so hard last night when she was like, they own like 5% of it or whatever.
I know. But I mean, when you think about it, if they got out of Tom Tom, then they would, their Rhino days are over.
I think that the restaurant stuff is all a bunch of bullshit.
I don't think right now. I know that Schwartz and Sandy's isn't doing good. People have talked about it. People aren't going because of Sandoval.
I mean, all I can say is this, is that that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Me, if I lived there, I'd be going even more because I'd be looking to see if either one of them were there.
Yeah, I'd love exactly. I'd be want to sit in there at the booth with the mic, with the podcast mic, doing Aunt and Andrew. So
Yes.
any final thoughts of the week? Any
Final
predictions?
thoughts of the week is that Charli gives Rachel, I'm calling her Rachel now.
Oh yeah,
Raquel.
Rachel.
Charli gives Raquel strength. Without Charli in Palm Beach and everything else, she wouldn't have had the strength to do what she did. She had someone to back her up. And otherwise
Palm
she had
Desert?
no one in Palm. What was it? Did I say
You
Palm
said
Beach?
Beach.
Okay, Palm Beach. Yeah. Palm Springs. It's Palm Springs. It's not
In the
Palm
desert.
Desert. It's Palm Springs.
So I have to tell you, I don't like Charli. I just don't. She's
Yeah,
such a
I don't like
loser.
her either,
She's a
but she
server
gives
at
Raquel
Sir.
strength.
She's
She
a
gives
server at Sir,
Raquel.
making fun of an entrepreneur.
What do you think Charlie's real name is?
I don't know.
Charlotte.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
or
it's not Charlie. It's not Charlie.
Ho.
We don't know.
I don't
She's
like
a
her.
hoe.
No, I've never liked her. She's garbage. She's just trash. She comes off as trash. She talks shit about all of them. And like, who the hell is she?
Yeah, don't you think it's okay? I want to get something that I do want to talk about. And that is a few seasons ago, Lala was going to bed with the bottle in her mouth. We all
Yeah.
remember this. Okay.
Yes.
And now Rachel has galaxy stars.
But Tom Sandoval loves Galaxy Stars. That's what the thing is.
Oh,
He had those in his room. He had those all the first couple seasons. That was the thing Andy said, watch closely about.
Oh, so now she's going to bed under the stars like she does at Tom's.
I also
where
think
were
that
they
another-
hooking up, at her place or where? That's what I'd like to know.
I would assume at hers.
Well, not at his. He is a girlfriend.
He did hook up with her one night when Ariana was asleep
Oh,
in the guest room.
And then Andy was talking about how at BravoCon they went to Sandoval's show, and Katie said
Ariana on one
she's
side.
avoided it. She's been able to avoid it at all costs. Ariana was on one side and Rachel was on the other.
Yeah,
love calling her
I'm sorry.
Rachel.
Poor Rachel. And I love how Katie last night goes, I hope they fall in love. I don't know who the hell is going to date either one of them.
And what I didn't like is James had a really nasty side. If what Raquel was saying was true about who he called her
That was
mom
horrible.
fat and everything, I think he does have a mean streak that way.
I
And
do
she was
too.
gonna do him dirty nice.
Also, because like his mom, I hate to say this, I'm going to say it the first thing. Her mom's not fat.
no, she was just normal.
But like she's
Yeah.
a normal person in
Yeah,
the rest of America.
yeah.
What, she doesn't look like
Right.
she's
Well,
walking down
James
Rodeo
thinks if you
Drive.
don't look like a crackhead thin, then
Yeah.
you're fat. You know what I mean?
Rodeo Drive. You got to be like walking down like with.
Well, they were all on Ozempic. Wait till you see in like a year or two, Andrew, everybody who's super skinny right now is going to blow up like a balloon, just so you know, because they're all going on that Ozempic. And I was reading people's reviews of it. And the first month they go off it, they can't stop eating. They're ravenous. They're like, they gain 10 pounds the first month. And by that, one woman lost 50 pounds. And by the first month, she gained 10 pounds back. And by like 2 months later, she gained like 25 pounds of it back, and she still couldn't stop eating. She thought after a while it would stop. And she's like, I lost 50 pounds. I've already gained back 25. So everybody who's really, really skinny right now, they're all on Ozempic, and they're all going to blow up like balloons.
Wow. Well, you learn something new every day. And we'll catch you next week
We
on
will
Aunt and
catch you.
Andrew.